Howdy to the ho, everybody. This is the Caveman 1971, back with another comic book haul. This haul will be a little bit different than what I've been doing for the past, I don't know, several months now. There is very little Bronze Age in this haul, and absolutely no Silver Age. I didn't realize that until I actually accrued like 25 books. So a little bit different this week, but still books that I was interested in nonetheless. With the holidays coming up, my root canal surgery, down payments on my insurance, my mother and brother's birthday, basically life. I want to be probably doing less haulage and picking up less books. I'll still be picking up books, of course, but my hauls will probably be a little bit more sporadic from now until at least the end of the year. So, kicking it off this week, these are books that I did not pick up, but I just wanted to put the word out there. This is America's Best Comics preview that came along with Wizard, and this is Tom Strong #1, the Alex Ross cover. I just read earlier this week that DC will be coming out with a book called the Terrifics, which is essentially their answer to the Fantastic Four. It'll be starring Mr. Terrific, Phantom Woman or Phantom Girl, Metamorpho, as well as Plastic Man. But I guess the news just broke that Tom Strong and his family will also be involved in the comic somehow, which means I guess DC will be incorporating some of Alan Moore's creations from the America's Best Comics imprint from the early aughts, or was it late 90s? I can't even. I think it was the late 90s. So I think that's just a fantastic idea. DC just dusting off some great properties. I'm trying to avoid you having fantastic Tourette's like I did last week, but kind of along the lines of Neil Gaiman's Sandman characters, Alan Moore's characters from America's Best Comics. If done correctly, why wouldn't DC utilize these properties? So very cool, and these are books that you can still pick up super cheap. Maybe not online, but definitely at your LCSs. So check them out. America's Best Comics #1, which could be kind of a cameo or maybe a first appearance of Tom Strong, as well as Top 10 and Promethea, but also Tom Strong #1. So there you go. Now, on to the haulage. Okay, so for the first time, a lot of my pull list has actually bled into this haul, probably because I haven't done an actual haul in about 3 weeks. But I've accrued quite a few books off of my pull list that I wanted to show off. Starting off with this one, Harley and Ivy Meet Betty and Veronica. Beautiful Adam Hughes cover, without a doubt. There is a lot of copies of these out there. There was still some at one of my LCSs on Saturday, a stack. So these are books that I would just store away and let them stew for a while. Adam Hughes and Harley, it's only a matter of time before the comic book collective mind forgets about this book, and maybe a year later it might spike. Either way, though, I love the cover, so it was worth picking up. A book that's on my pull list that I'm really enjoying, All New Guardians of the Galaxy #11, and this is just a sweet Matina Nova cover. Nova / Darkhawk / Reaver cover, I guess. But very cool. My favorite ongoing title, Batman #32. Sweet. Who did this cover? Olivia Copiel? I'm sorry if I butchered the name, but this finally gives the answer. Well, it's the conclusion to the Joker Riddler war, I guess, and which was fantastic. Oh, there I go again, but it was, and it finally, more importantly, it finally gives Catwoman's answer to Batman's proposal. So who knows? This book might see a little spike down the road. All right. Speaking of Batman, I had to get my medal on. So, Gotham Resistance, Part 2, Nightwing #29. Suicide Squad #26, Part 3. And Part 4 with Green Arrow. It was a decent story, especially for a tie-in, I guess. But I guess I selected some of the wrong tie-ins because I totally spaced out some of the specials that have come out. So unfortunately, but when it comes to tie-ins with mega crossovers like this, I'm very hesitant to sign up for all of them, obviously. But these were still pretty good reads. Two other storylines that aren't necessarily on my pull list, but I've definitely been enjoying. Action Comics 988. This is the Oz Effect Part 2 with a cool lenticular cover. And as well as Batman in Detective Comics 965. I forget the name of the story, but it's basically a lonely place of living, I believe, and it's basically the story of Tim Drake being trapped by Oz and trying to break out of the prison. So storylines that I find very interesting within the regular confines of the DC universe. Had to pick this up. Also not on my regular pull list, but this Lionel Francis Yu cover is just fantastic. Man. Yeah. I was surprised that, seeing that it's not on my pull list, I was very surprised that there were still copies available at one of my local LCSs. Alright, now back into the back issues, finally. Still on my New Mutants kick. New Mutants number 9. Just a beautiful Adam Kubert magic cover. Action Comics number 831. Anytime Superman and Black Adam throw down, I want a piece of it, especially if it's under $2. The Incredible Hulk number 441, or in this case, The Incredible She-Hulk. And an obvious Pulp Fiction homage cover that this book doesn't go for a lot, but I've been searching out this book for about a year now, and I could not find it. It's been on my Midtown wish list for over a year, never popped up. And it was actually at my regular LCS. I couldn't believe it. That's the store where none of the boxes are organized, so you can go in a long box one week, and there'll be completely different stuff in there a couple of weeks later, or maybe even the very next week. So very cool to pick this up, and I only picked it up for like maybe $1. Some more cheap reads with Wolverine finally back in the Marvel universe. I didn't know about this story arc whatsoever. It's basically Wolverine versus Venom, drawn by Sam Keith. That's enough to entice me, and unfortunately, the story is pretty shitty. But if you like Wolverine, if you like Venom, and if you like Sam Keith, why not? And these books are dirt cheap. I bought all of these for like under $2 a piece. So, Marvel Comics presents number 117, number 118, 119, 120, 121, and the last issue, number 122. So, two of my probably my favorite Marvel characters. So, I never knew about this story arc. I guess they also had a miniseries, something maybe Blood and Claws. I'm not sure, but I think I'd like to check that out too. And I'm also on the lookout for the Venom versus the Incredible Hulk one-shot. Another dollar bin find. Power Pack number 1, first appearance of the Power Pack. This is a book that I have been passing on for decades. No interest whatsoever. But there are rumors that Disney might be doing something with this property, so for $1, I figured why not. And being a self-proclaimed first appearance hoarder, how can I not? And after I thought about it, I'm like, how could Disney not want to touch this property? So, definitely don't want to kick myself in the butt for passing up on it multiple times, especially for $1. Book I just picked up yesterday. One of the few Bronze Age editions in this haul. The Incredible Hulk, number 234. And this is the first time that Quasar is referred to as Quasar. I have his first appearance of Marvel Boy in that Captain America issue that I can't remember. But, yeah, there we go. Quasar. Yay. Another one of those Bronze Age series that I've been chipping away at. Captain Marvel, number 38. And nothing special about this issue, just a great Bronze Age Captain Marvel issue. And I think Captain Marvel is the reason that I didn't really ever like the character of Quasar. I just thought it was one of those cop-outs by Marvel when you have a character that's dead and then you make kind of like a knockoff character of that character, so you can still kind of have that character around even after death. I mean, Quasar, another blonde dude with the negabands. I don't know. I was just never into Quasar. I always thought he was a poor man's Captain Marvel. Okay. Little Batman stuff. Batman number 361, which features the first appearance of Harvey Bullock, who has been an ongoing supporting character for Batman for like 30 years now. And a regular, I guess, on Gotham. I haven't watched that show since the first couple of episodes from season 1, so. But cool. All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder, number 10. What's the big deal about this? Nothing much, actually. But I have a thing for recalled books. I don't know if you can read that, but it says, the controversial comic DC has recalled must be 18 plus to purchase due to extreme content. List for $15 in Wizard. Woo! So I guess this one was hanging up on the wall for quite some time, and I finally ended up picking it up. It was only $5 discounted, so why not? And I have a thing for recalled comics, not because of the content, just because of the rarity, I guess. I have the standard version of this issue also. But this, along with, I guess, X-Men Gold number 1, are the only recalled comics that I have in my collection. Another cheap Spec book, or maybe not, I don't know. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, number 107. You can still find this out in the wild on the cheap. I'm pretty sure I paid like maybe $4 or $5 for this. And this is the first appearance of the Sin Eater, who might be the main antagonist in Daredevil Season 3. Who knows? But this also kicks off Peter David's short-lived but much-beloved run on Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man. So, yeah, I just checked on eBay before shooting this video, and because I had no idea what this book was going for. I realized there was a little speculation about it, but I hadn't really done any research on it, and the prices for this are all over the place. $3, $6, $10, and high grade, maybe $45 to $50. So, if you can see this one out in the wild, or find this one out in the wild, rather, I would definitely pick it up. Magnus Robot Fighter, number 0. And I'm a big fan of the early Valiants. So very happy to pick this one up. This one I've been on the hunt for this for probably a little over a year now. I bought it a couple of times online. It was shipped to me, but it didn't have the card attached. So if I'm going to pay full price for something, I want everything that comes along with it in good condition. So picked this up for a little under, I think it was like $10-12. So very happy with that. And lastly, my pick of the week, or pick of the haul rather, Venom number 1, Newsstand. Yay! Another book that I passed up on for years and years and years, but ended up going for a long box, and there were probably like 6 copies of this book in there, but there was one newsstand. So I bring it up to the counter, and the owner of the comic shop was like, "Oh, you can't have this one. It's a newsstand edition." I'm like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Well, that's the whole reason I picked it up, is because it was a newsstand copy." I'm like, "How much does this go for anyway?" And at the time, I really didn't know how much it was going for. So he's like, "Oh, well, at least $10. I'm like, "Oh, well, $10. Well, I'll buy that for $10. And plus it was like 20% off anyway. So it came out to like $8 that I paid for a near mint copy of Venom, Lethal Protector, #1 newsstand edition. So I guess that would constitute as a stealth buy, kind of. This is another book that goes anywhere between $35 and $50 right now in high grade. So definitely cool. Definitely a nice pickup. So just about everything in this haul, none of it came from eBay this week. It was all pretty much LCS and Midtown orders. And I think the highest price book was maybe like $14 that I paid. So definitely some bargain bin shopping going on for the past couple of weeks. So yeah, that's all I have for this week. I will be back. Well, actually, I don't know when I'll be back, but I'll definitely be back at some point with either a comic book collection spotlight video or eventually another haul. So that's all I have. Take care. Thank you for liking, subscribing, watching as always, and I will see you later. Adios.